Hello, hello, hello. Hey, what's up, everyone? I know, random, weird, chaotic stream today, but I didn't want to miss it. I miss hanging out with you guys, so I didn't want to miss the stream altogether for all the people who are here, not yet that I'm talking to. No countdown stream. That's why it's weird, because there's no countdown. How is everyone today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Buying some Outlaws of Thunder Junction packs. Oh, what a weird day. Hey, what's up, Solar Grottos? How are you? Good to see ya. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pawali, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Oh, I thought I heard a horse. Emerio Blaza, Paladin. How is everyone today? So y'all, I need your help. While people are filtering in, you can help me with this. So tomorrow is the Magic Online Masters, week number 2. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be able to. It was a very, very chaotic day for streaming. It's always weird when I got Moto Masters, because it's another stream during the week. So I already am like, can I make it work? And then this time I was trying to get this box opening video done, and there was an issue with it, so I thought I wasn't going to be able to. But all that said, I made it. It's going to be a little shorter stream than normal, because I still got to end around 5 to go get Bear. But I want to hang out with y'all a bit. When we miss a stream, honestly, I miss just like hanging out with y'all once a week. So here is my question for y'all that I need your help with, why people are filtering in. And then we're going to try a draft today. And then we'll hit up Constructed with OTJ in the future. So here's the question I have for y'all. Tomorrow is Magic Online Masters. I have 3 decks that are OTJ decks for Modern. And I'm trying to figure out which one to play. And I need your vote to let me know which one we should play. So here are the 3 options. Option number 1 is a mono white Collector's Cage Hideaway deck. So the idea of this deck, Collector's Cage, is kind of wild. It's so cheap. It's only 2 mana, and then we pay 1 tap it, put a counter on something, and we have 3 creatures with different powers. We can cast the Hideaway card for free. You probably noticed we have Emrakul in the deck. So we have Windbrisk Heights. Now we also have Collector's Cage to hopefully hide away Emrakul, and then hopefully very early in the game, we're able to cheat the Emrakul into play. I was trying to figure out, how do I support this plan? Is it a token deck? Like, how do we turn on Windbrisk Heights and Collector's Cage? And I realized that Humans is kind of like the perfect way for it, because of Champion of the Parish in specific. Champion of the Parish grows every time we play a human. So if we play Champion of the Parish on turn 1, it's pretty easy to follow it up with like a Warden of the Inner Sky, an Esper Sentinel, grow it to the right power to be able to Collector's Cage on turn 3 and get the Emrakul. So that's kind of the goal of this deck, is it's like mono white humans, but we might Emrakul you on turn 3. So that's deck number 1 that I'm considering. Deck number 2 is Slickshot Prowess, which is essentially the modern version of yesterday's standard budget Magic deck, or very, very close to the modern version of the standard budget deck. So essentially just like being super aggro, slinging lots of spells, double striking with Assault Strobe on Slickshot Show Off to do the Kiln Fiend, kill ya in one big attack. Oh my goodness, Lord Boys, I made it. I made it. Yeah, so oh boy, the story of trying to get this opening video, there's like an issue with, I started doing it, I was like, oh, this is gonna be fine. I'll do it in the morning, be done in time for the stream. And then I had an issue with the editing program. I thought I got it fixed, and I exported the video, and then there was an issue with the export, so I had to go back and start over, and it ended up being a mess, but I made it to do a bit of streaming and get to hang out with everyone. I really hate missing streams. I guess I should tweet. Boy, the third tweet of the tweet chain. Actually, short stream after all. Live now. How's everyone doing today, by the way? How is OTJ? How is OTJ for everyone else? Happy OTJ! Yeah, we're gonna hop into a draft in a minute. I was trying to figure out which of these decks to play. Hey Seth, it's my birthday. I see my birthday wish was a stream came true. Hey, Bubble Bam Cam. I'm glad we got to do it. I was afraid we wouldn't be able to. Why the late stream? What happened? Oh goodness, you don't even want to. Well, so It's always weird when I get tomorrow's the Magic Online Masters thing. So it's always, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to stream on weeks when I had to do that anyway. So that was like kind of over the top of all of it. But basically I was doing the opening video that just went up and having some issues with like the editing program, and it all got messed up, but I made it here for a bit of a stream anyway. Arena's been having a bit of issues. It is release day. Arena is infamous for release day issues. OTJ seems like a blast. I got a box to draft with friends. Ooh, that should be super fun. Yeah, the set's actually really sweet. OTJ is a really great set. I agree. I like OTJ a lot. I think it also looks good compared to Murders at Karlov Manor. So, Mono White Hideaway, Slickshot Prowess, or Duplicator Thopter Sword, which this is probably the jankiest of the decks, but maybe the most interesting. It's got the Thopter Foundry Sword of the Meat combo, also got Esoteric Duplicator, which likes artifacts being sacrificed, like to Thopter Foundry, for example. Plus, it's got the Ugin's Nexus combo to go along with our Esoteric Duplicator. In like Call of Gix, we can find off Urza Saga to sack the Nexus to take infinite turns. So yeah, I don't know. If you got opinions on these decks, let me know. Yoda Man, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. So anyway, if you got thoughts on these decks, that's tomorrow afternoon, Moto Masters. So make sure to check that out. Bonus Moto Masters stream. But let's do a draft. I went to my pre-release in full Outlaws of Thunder Junction get up. Went 3-1 with a deck containing 3 ride downs. How was pre-release, everyone? Mono White Human seems like the most fun. I think it's maybe the most interesting. I don't know, the artifact deck's pretty interesting too. Wait, which of these do I want? Traditional, Premier, right? Let's do Premier draft. So pre-release was pretty good. I haven't played any limited to this format, period. Yeah, I didn't make it a pre-release either this time. Lots of cowboy hats. Did people embrace the theme of this hat? I mean, I can't blame them. I've been wearing my cowboy hat on and off, so let's jump into a draft and see how this goes. I like the artifact deck too. We'll see if Arena functions. Arena's been a little buggy today, which is normal, but pre-release was so much fun. So much yeehaw. Maybe the Cowboys theme is actually perfect. Who doesn't like a good yeehawing? Again, sorry for the late start. Ooh, oh my god, Smuggler's Surprise. Well, I know Smuggler's Surprise is busted. It's probably less busted in Limited. Actually, can it work in Limited? We'd have to get really good creatures. We got a Primal Might, which is just a fine fight spell. A blink / removal effect. A Outlaw Burn effect. Coyote. Oh my god, these cards have so many words on them. See, normally when I do spoilers, I don't have to read all the commons. And then we do a draft and we have to read all the commons. Thrown from the saddle. I think people die that way. Don't people die from getting thrown by horses? How good are the crime lands? Bronco Ranch, Broccoli Ranch, Bucali Ranch. Oh, that's the Mount land. I mean, Smuggler's Surprise is cool. Primal Might is, like, really good. Crim's Early Access was the account name, the Asian MTG. That is pretty funny. Awkward place for the cutoff. Oh my god, Archive Trap. Oh, can we be mill? Can we be a mill deck? I bet we can be a mill deck. Are there even any other mill cards in this entire set? I don't know if there's any other mill cards in the entire set. Torborb's not good in Limited, though. I mean, Shifting Grift is pretty fun. Honest Rustine is good, and it's in our colors. Mill 13 is just a lot in Limited. I'm going to take it. If we somehow got 2 Archive Traps, I think it could actually be a pretty good deck. Because the thing is, Void Slime. I mean, that's not even good, but it is in our Simic colors. Does anything else mill? We need something that mills. Daring Thunder Theft. When it becomes, it enters the battlefield tapped. All right, sure. Bounce a non-land permanent if you control a desert or surveil 1. That's probably fine. As long as it's not your turn, spells cost 1 less to cast. Do a little ramping. Ankle Biter. Bad Tiny Bones. Void Slime. Void Slime's not even good, though, but it is in color. Oh yeah, getting spells back from the graveyard would also be good. Or being able to tutor up the archive trap would also be helpful. Add 1 mana. When you commit a crime, untap it once each turn. Do we even want a ramp in this deck? It is a counter. But do we even want it? Like, a 3-mana counter is not even that good in limited. You know, let's take this bounce spell, I think. The Slick Shot Show Off, the best Mercurial Dice card, is Slick Shot Show Off, the best Mercurial Geist type card ever printed. I think so. I'm trying to think of, what is in competition with it? What's even close? I'm pretty sure it's just the best at what it does. Does any of these cards mill? No. 4/3 applying plot for 4. Plot seems like a really cool limited mechanic. Create a treasure. Until end of turn, up to 1 target creature gets +1/+1 for each treasure you control. Moida. Paint and Naturalist. 3 mana 2/3. When ETBs mill 3 cards, put a land card from among the mill cards in your hand if you don't create a treasure. That mills us, though. We would rather mill our opponent, given the choice. Yeah, let's take this Jin, I guess. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. 5 mana, 3 less to cast if a target is a permanent you control. Return up to 2 target non-land permanents in its owner's hands. As long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, can attack it though it didn't have defender. One last job. Holy cow. Holy cow's not in our colors, but it is good. I prefer this start time because it means I can finish the Commander podcast before I stream. Yeah, that actually might be true. That's a good point, Dylan Hunter. Kiln Fiend, the problem with Kiln Fiend is it is a little ground bound. Kiln Fiend is super explosive, but when it goes wrong, it goes really, really wrong. Well, alright, we'll keep bouncing things. This crab actually doesn't seem that bad. 2 mana 0/5. You can pump it. +2, -2 for 2. At the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell from your hand, you get to loot. There's another one of these surveil bounce things. ETBs gains 3 life. Plot. Sacrifice it. Blow up an artifact or enchantment. What's up, Project? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, that's what we need. We need more milling. Right now we're like have an archive trap and nothing else. And I don't, ooh, wow, 2 slick sequences and a Crom. So apparently like no one is drafting, is it? Like that is, maybe it's because all these, why are there, I haven't drafted much since we switched to play boosters. Is this normal? Are there normally just like 2 of the same card in the same pack? It's not even like foil and non-foil. Roaring's Venture, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not supposed to work that way, is it? I mean, we're gonna take this Crom, I guess. We could just switch into Is It. All we have ingredient is Primal Might, which we could splash. Like we don't have to be a mill deck. When ETBs exile type card to your library, it seems like Is It's incredibly open. Yeah, it's so strange to see 2 cards in the same pack. 2 of the same cards in the same pack. ETBs make a mercenary. 2 mana. None of this stuff is really... Wait, there's, again, 2 of the same commons. Wait, is this a bug? There's gotta be a bug. It's gotta be a bug, right? Or is this just how limited works now? It's a pair of prickly pears. It's a pair of prickly pears. Whenever you cast your second spell, you 2 damage to target opponent, and it's a little expensive. It does have reach though. 5 mana 4/5 isn't that bad. The Coyote is actually like, it's kind of ridiculous. 5 years ago, this would probably be a constructed staple. I don't know if it's a constructed staple today, but Cunning Coyote, like a 2 mana 2/2 haster, that would have just been a fine creature. And then it has the upside of like plotting and pumping stuff. Power creep at its finest. Mirage Mesa, okay, so bad fixing. I mean, it is a desert. We did have a thing that cares about it. Let's take the desert. It is fixing. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, deals damage. Oh, that seems like the opposite of what we want in our deck. Oh, it's not a bug. That's so weird. So it happens in paper packs too? That we can't get away from that torpor orb. Creatures can get +2/+0 if you control the outball. Exile top card of your library. Well, that's pretty bad. That's also. Well, we'll take the red card just for signaling. Let people know. Leave our red cards alone. Unfortunately, probably other people saw those late Izzet cards. Demonic Ruckus. We could use a slick shot show off, I think. Longhorn Sharpshooter. 3 mana 3/3 reach. Wait, 3 mana 3/3 reach and you plot it. Is this card not great? This seems like a really good limited card. 3 mana 3/3 reach is already fine, and then you can plot it in shock if you want for 4. Important question. Someone hands you a hot chocolate, and it's inexplicably spicy. But it's made with great chocolate, and the flavor is good. Scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy it? We need to draft something. So, the hot chocolate is good, but too spicy. I'm going to take this. I think the Sharpshooter is probably good. Oh, that's actually probably better. Let's take the Trick Shot. Trick Shot, we need some. Oh, a cool. No, we can't really be in a cool deck. I don't know if I'd like spicy hot chocolate. I'm trying to imagine. To me, hot chocolate isn't spicy. To me, hot chocolate isn't spicy. So the idea of it being spicy is just weird on its face. Like, I don't like the idea of spicy hot chocolate. So I guess I probably wouldn't enjoy it. Hey, what's up, Dragon? How are you? Good to see ya. Loan Shark seems fine. Trick Shot seems good. Kill a thing and then kill another thing. Killing 2 things for 5 mana seems kind of fine. Loan Shark seems reasonable. If you've cast 2 or more spells this turn, draw a card. Like, we have the Crom that wants us to cast 2 or more spells in a turn. I don't even know if we're going to play the Archive Trap now at this point. We might not. We can just keep taking Coyotes. Just take all the Coyotes and be like a weird Izzet plot deck, I guess? What does this do? 4 mana Flash. Oh, 4 mana Flash tap something down. Let's take the Coyote. I'm surprised you're streaming. I thought you would have retired after your big Caterin Summons payout. Oh, that's is it rare? We don't have literally any spells that work with Lila, but it is in our colors. This thing commits crimes like crazy with that crossbow, apparently. When you cast your first spell, add 2. It's probably not bad on the battlefield. I expect we get some of these stop. You know, let's try the rare. Let's try the Lila. We need some Roadrunners to go with our Coyotes. Return the favor. Copy an instant or sorcery. Change the target of an instant or sorcery. Quilled Charger. When it attacks while saddled, it gets +1/+2 against menace. What's Rope Master do? When ATBs return up to 1 target tapped. How good is this card? Is Peerless Rope Master good at all? Hey, what's up, Raven the Monkey? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. Copy an instant or sorcery. 5 mana. We're not taking that green card, the auto picker. It is pretty mid, but everything's kind of mid in that pack. Thundering Salvo. X damage to target creature. Rex is 2 plus the number of other spells you've cast this turn. What does our curve look like? We have 2 Coyotes. We could use more 2-drops. When you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Can't be blocked. I really want some card draw. How else are we going to... How are we going to trigger all these cast 2 things in a turn effects? It's another Trick Shot. Is Trick Shot not as good as I think? I mean, I guess this removal spell's also floating around, which is just 4 mana exile something. Is Trick Shot not good? Trick Shot seems like it's got to be good. It's a 2-for-1, theoretically. What does this do? Oh, that's the pumps effect. No, we're getting to the bottom of the barrel. When ATBs surveil, add a mana of any color for 1 mana. I guess we can take this Turtle Rogue. Razzle the names of the set are so good. Good day. Are you enjoying some drafting? Yes, I'm glad we got to stream. Let's take another Maj Mesa, I guess. Another desert in case we have desert synergies. What desert synergy do we have? We had something that said desert. Oh, this thing. Failed fording. Oh, it's like it's Oregon Trail. I remember that. That was like the scariest part of Oregon Trail, right? You got to go across the river, and just some percentage of the time it just fails. Some percentage of the time it's just like, you lose all your oxen and your wife died. And you're like, oh, geez, stupid river. The joys of Oregon Trail. Hey, what's up, Stone Raid? Good to see you. Well, I guess we're going to have to take one of these stop golds now because there's just nothing else in our colors. Draft is getting like commander and constructed. Efficiency is getting more and more important. Yeah, it is. That is probably true. Well, let's take this crime thing. It's efficient. I don't know if Rodeo Pyromancer is actually that good, but I can see uses of the 2-drop at least. At least it's only 2 mana. What do we get in pack number 3? What does this do? ETBs is a copy of a creature you control. Unfortunately, our creatures are just kind of bad. We still need to get more efficient. The top end of our curve is way more crowded than we want it to be. The bottom end of our curve, I kind of like Highway Robbery. That's a way we can draw some cards. And we can plot it to set up our combo turns. This is probably not bad. So 3 mana to make a 2/2 flyer. No, 4 mana to make a 2/2 flyer. Or 2 mana to counter something unless opponent plays 2, or you can do both. That seems like a good spell. I kind of want the card draw, though. I don't think we can use the clone. Yeah, I like Highway Robbery. That was in our Budget Magic deck this week. Reckless Lackey. Why? So chat, explain this to me. Why are people freaking out about this card? I see people like, oh my god, this card is so power creep. Oh my god, like why? Like, I guess I don't understand. Like, yeah, it's got a lot of text on it for a comment, I guess, but is this actually like even a playable card, Reckless Lackey? It's still only got 1 power. Can it really be that? Can it really be that good? Hey, draw 2 cards. I like those words. We will take it. Ooh, sees the secrets. Okay. And we got one of these really late. This Deadeye Duelist might come back. We might be getting there. We found a lot of card draw in a row. Finally, after having like no card draw. Monstrous Rage is a card in the format. Makes trading with red really clunky. Ooh, that makes sense. Clear shot. Target creature you control gets, it's a bite effect. Rise of the Vermins is a cool card. I wonder if we can build a constructed deck around this. Do you think it's possible? Or are we just falling into the Urborg Lurgoyf trap again? Now let's down ain't big enough for the both of us. Ooh, Slick Sequence is huge. Surgical I want for constructed. Shoot the Sheriff. Actually probably bad in limited. Not bad in constructed, though. Slick Sequence seems good. Stop Cold seems bad. Yeah, let's definitely taking Slick Sequence. What in tarnation? High Noon just isn't a limited card. It's a good constructed card. Oh, wow. This card has to be fine, right? I feel like Phantom Interference has got to be pretty fine. It's got to be. I guess it's expensive to make a creature, but it is an instant speed. Wolverine's not the worst. Oh god, we're running short on time. 14 creatures. Yeah, all right, let's try it. Let's start with the Phantom Interference. I feel like it should be pretty good. Yeah, it's just not, the whole Surgical Archive Trap is sweet and constructed. I just don't know if it really works in limited. 1 mana 1/1. Flying. When ETBs tap target permanent, 3 to loot. Okay, I guess these cards actually do have a lot of text on them, don't they? That's also a common. Commons in Magic are wild today. Wow. Wow. Isn't Slick Sequence good? It's gotta be good. And we got Lilla to go with it. It's definitely good in our deck. Hey, what's up, Doug? How are you? Good to see ya. Hey, what's up, Super Droopy? This deck kind of worked out. Am I going to SCG Baltimore this summer? I am not sure. When is SCG Baltimore? Okay, our deck might actually be sweet. I think we can cut some of the expensive stuff and actually make it kind of efficient. And we have this Lilla to go with the Slick Sequences. We got a bunch of card draw. Reckless Lackey. Let's just take the... I'm not convinced Reckless Acme is actually that good. Am I missing something? I guess it does draw a card when you sack it. It's not bad. Let's take the Canyon. Yeah, I think the desert's better than the dork. Fake your own death. Prairie dog. Oh, gold pad. Okay, chat, I was thinking about this. What? Broccoli Ranch is back. Holy cow. What else could they do like this? So we just got this Western set, right? Which is essentially like, oh, that was a card I was thinking about drafting anyway. So we just got this Western set where it's essentially just like every Western meme in existence. What else can we do with that? Like, what else has the meme potential of a Western set? Like, I thought they've talked about like outer space, right? But what are the what are the memes? I guess you just like look up, you just Wikipedia and you just take all the train heist. Okay, train heist is kind of cool. I could see that. What would outer space be? Countdowns? Like a countdown, Toy Story, Spaceball. Spaceballs. I mean, we get zombies all the time though, right? How would that be different than any of our other zombie sets? So I feel like zombies is just part of the game. It's already like just part of Magic. I wonder if Spaceballs is funny in 2024. I remember being like a kid and I thought Spaceballs was funny, but I don't know if I don't know. It's been like a so long since I've heard that word, heard that name. Well, is there any argument for actually playing? Is there any argument for playing Archive Trap in this deck? Can we just get people with Archive Trap? Toy Factory, okay. Toy Factory could work. Planet land types. Ooh. Oh, that would actually be cool. I like the idea of that. Mel Brooks is pretty funny. Bicycle Tour de France vehicle set. That sounds like the worst idea ever, but I can see it. Could you imagine it's just like, it's going to be like, oh, here's Kellen on a bike. Here's Flibblethip on a bike. Is that Loot on a bike? We just designed the next best-selling Magic set. That was way easier than I thought. What are we cutting? Okay, so Phantom Interference is good. Crab is good. How many creatures do we have? We have 14, so we can't really cut many creatures. Failed Fjording, the Oregon Trail card. Razzle Dazzler. Actually good in our deck. Coyote's good in our deck. Duelist is fine in our deck. Highway Robbery, keep. Removal. Card draw, Wolverines. Oh, we don't want Outlaws Fury. That's bad. Prickly Pear, Lilla. This Flash thing's probably not actually very good, but we need to cut 5-ish cards. Probably just expensive stuff. Yeah, Battle Bond was kind of that for sports, but it was kind of before the meme era of design, right? So I think they could do a lot more. They could do a lot more with this current era of design, where they're like, where every set's an unset. I think they could really ham it up. We're not even going to play our Archive Trap. We first picked Archive Trap and then just got nothing to go with it. And then Izzet was coming around really late. Like, we saw a bunch of, like, super late Slick sequences. The Lulu was late. The Kroom was, like, 10 cards out of the pack. So we just shifted to being an Izzet deck, where I don't even think we're going to play. So this is a 3/4 flyer. I don't even think we're going to play the Archive Trap. Imperial Swordmaster is meh, but we don't want to cut too many creatures. We can cut one of those. Actually, 12 creatures. I guess our counterspell thing also makes a creature, which helps a little bit. I think the Djinn is fine. Is Rope Master... Oh, yeah, we took the Archive Trap second, right? We took Primal Might first, Archive Trap second. You are right. And we're not going to play either of them. Ooh, Hungry Hippos. I used to love that. Game. Oh, my God. I didn't tell you this. Bear, naughty bear. So I took Bear out, and And Mikkel Snow, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big subscription for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I took Bear out over to my sister's house and just kind of, hanging out, taking him for a walk. It's like not that far away. So we go over and take walks over there. So my sister has this big plan. She wants goats. She wants to have goats for some reason. I don't know. I don't see the appeal of having a goat, but she wants goats. So she's trying to she has chickens and she wants goats to go in where the chickens are. So she took down the fence for the chickens so she could expand it and make it bigger so she can put goats in there. All this to say, the fence is not up the way it should be. It's not the full fence like it used to be. There's one section that's like this little green, I don't know, mesh. It's not even really a fence. So I'm just kind of hanging out there talking, walking Bear around. And next thing you know, Bear kind of wanders down towards the fence. And don't you know it, he hops right over. He didn't even run through it, which he could easily. He hops over the short area of the fence. And my God, did he go. He did not get. No, he jumped it. He jumped it like an athletic 175-pound Rottweiler. He just hopped that fence and he narrowed right in. There's normal chickens and then they have some guinea hens. I don't know if any of you know what a guinea hen is. It is the most obnoxious bird in existence. For some reason he just zeroed in on this one guinea hen and he chased that around the yard and eventually caught it, but he didn't know what to do with it. He didn't really eat it. He just kind of chased it around and then sort of nibbled on its feathers and he had no idea what to actually do. So yeah, I had some drama with Bear. Apparently he does not like chickens, or at least guinea hens. Maybe do we need the stop cold? Stop cold seems bad. We need to cut something in this pile, but what? Rope Master? Is Rope Master just not good? I don't know. Is this a deck 7, 14, 17? That seems fine. Let's try it. Ha! Not in cicada territory, thankfully. I've heard there's some serious cicadaing going on this year. Goats can scare. Yeah, I don't really like goats. I feel like goats. Don't goats buck you? What about llamas? Llamas are even worse, I think. I remember I was a little kid. There was a place called Lollipop Farm in upstate New York where you could go and see. It was like an animal rescue place, but you could go and it was also kind of petting zoo so they'd rescue animals, but you go and see them. And there was a llama there, and that llama definitely spit at me. I was a little kid just getting spit at by the stupid llama. Let's play. Did you say goats are a scam? Oh, goats can scream. Okay. It's unsettling. The first time you walk up behind you and do it, I didn't realize that goats could scream. Interesting. Well, let's just play Mirage Mesa on blue and get in with our crab. Oh, I don't know the tricks in this format. Hey, what's up, Dylan MTG? Goat Scam's gonna be a modern deck in 5 years. Just wait till Modern Horizons 4 when we get Ragavan the Goat. Do we get blown out if we pump here? Is there something that just blows us out if we pump? Probably. Do we just let it go so we can loot? What are we doing? We're gonna pump. I don't know if there's some removal I don't know about in the format, then we'll take it. Hey, loot away, crab, loot away. We will discard a island. Double Slick Sequence is kind of sweet. Oh, so what's the vote on the modern deck? We talked about this at the very beginning of the stream. 2/2 lifelink. Oh, that's a mill card. Mills themselves for 2. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. So we get to play a land. We get to play Wile E. Coyote here with haste. And then we get to pump the crab, Slick Sequence, the Bloodseeker, and smack you a bit down to 15. Humans, artifacts, those are the other option. What was the other one? Humans, no one likes the Slick Shot Show Off deck. I think Slick Shot Show Off will probably play on Budget Magic anyway. Oh, we have all the removal. All the removal in the world. Well, play the land, go into combat, do some attacking. Pump the crab. This is kind of greedy, but our opponent's missing land drop, so I think we just go for it. Ooh. Oh. Well, I mean, how do you play around? How do you play around a mythic from the big score? How do you play around that of all things? Prickly bear. The crab, it kind of did its job. I guess we should have not pumped twice. Maybe it was too greedy to pump twice. At ya. Yeah, I think Slick Shot Show Off. I think we can build a good budget Show Off deck. I mean, I think when it comes to budget decks, my opponent's got all the removals. When it comes to budget decks, I think we want the budget decks to be as strong as possible, really. It's just a matter of, can you actually get the cost down? The new 4-drop worm? Yeah, the card seems kind of insane. That's like the most power creepy card. I can't remember another card that I've looked at and been like, wow, this card is ridiculously power creepy. And also be like, I don't even know if this card is good. When you commit a crime, put a counter on it. Then you exile a card from your graveyard, becomes a copy of it. Okay. We draw the plot flyer. So trick shot, 6 damage to a creature, 2 damage up to one other target creature to... Oh, I should have read this card better. I totally missed token on the end of that. Oh, this is a lot worse than I thought. I thought this was just 6 damage to a thing and then 2 damage to another thing. But the another thing has to be a token. Oh yeah, that's a little worse than I thought. Arena is, yeah, it's release day on Arena. I know Arena is loaded for me, which is nice, but my sideboards don't exist. Like, I'll put cards in the sideboard and it'll say they're not there, even though the number will take up and say there's 15 cards, but you only see like 3 cards in the sideboard. So I don't know. There's definitely some Arena bugs going on today. Krim got super wrecked. Krim, like, he did the early access thing last week, so he had to sign into like the Asian MTG account or whatever to do that, and then it won't let him sign back into normal Arena. He's been like having to call customer service at WotC and like do the whole thing. He somehow got himself locked out of. Maybe he got banned. He might have actually. Maybe he was just crowd surfing Karn too much, and people had enough of it. I didn't think of that. That also seems like a possibility. Yeah, maybe Krim's actually just banned. Do we even need to kill this Flibblethip? Do we care about killing Flibblethip? You know what? Let's just play the Jin. Whatever. Can you beat a big flyer? Plot away, friend. Plot away. Variant for the 82nd month. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you. If our opponent wants to spend their turn plotting with Flibblethip, I think that's good for us, right? Because we're about to kill them. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super thank you. Is it just me, or is the key to the vault absolutely broken with cards like Spell Dancer? Let me look up Spell Dancer real quick. Like Mercurial Spell Dancer? Oh, like stuff that can't be blocked? Yeah, so yes. If you can get in hits with key, you got to think about it though. So it is incredibly cracked if you can make it work. But the downside is you got to pay 2 to cast it. You got to pay 3 to equip it. And then if you do that and your opponent's just like Fatal Push or Cut Down or Go for the Throat, you kind of just lose. Or like you fall so far behind that it's kind of one of those you virtually lose type things. We can't quite win. 4, 5, 6, 7. We're so close. Well, go to combat. Attack with everything. About it. Oh, actually, they're at how'd they get to 7? We can win potentially. I was thinking they were at 10. I mean, it's not that it dies to Doomblade. It's that you like spend 2 mana and then 3 to equip it, and then your other thing dies to Doomblade. Key to the Vault doesn't die to Doomblade. It's so yeah, it's one of those cards where the ceiling's absurd, right? Like if you can pull it off, the ceiling is essentially like win the game, but it's not going to be as easy or consistent to do that as you might think. Turn target creature into a 0/1 white rabbit. Target player draws 2 cards. How? What is the 1/2/1/2? It says ward 2. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's kill Flibblethip. I mean, I think this means we just win. Kill Flibblethip. Pay the ward. Sure. We become a rabbit. Hit you to 2. And then slick sequence you with our slick sequencing. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of the Newt in the set. What is it? Archmage's Newt? Like, it's kind of similar to Archmage's Newt in the sense that when it works, it's going to be absurd, but it's not going to work that often. Consistency, basically. What legendary creature has you personally excited to build around them for Commander? Oh, so I've already got to do some of this because of Commander Clash episodes, which are coming up. So I've built around 3 legends so far. You already saw one of them, which the first one I built was actually Bristly Bill. Bristly Bill's pretty sweet. Number 2, Felix 5 Boots. I could not read. I mean, it's a new Panharmonicon, and I love me some Panharmonicons. So Felix 5 Boot is super cool. I want to build around Obeka. I haven't built Obeka yet, but because someone else built it. And then the one that I think my sleeper pick from the set is the new Kemball. The new Kemball Profiteering Mare. It's so sweet. It's like a Daggerburn commander. This card's so cool, and I don't really hear anyone talking about it, but like making it so whenever your opponent makes a token, you get to make a token, and you drain when your tokens come into play. It's like built to be Daggerburn, where you play a deck that gives your opponent tokens, but it gets around the downside of Daggerburn, right? Which is, the downside of Daggerburn is, you give your opponent tokens, and then they kill you with them sometime. But if you got Kemball out, you get those tokens too. So you can freely give your opponent tokens, feel okay about it, because you're also getting the tokens, and you get to drain your opponent out of the game. So yeah, that card's super cool. Whenever you get a second spell each turn, blah blah blah. Yeah, let's just get in with the Coyote. Hit you for 2. Hey Seth. I thought you were streaming tomorrow. We are still streaming. So tomorrow is the Moto Masters. So that's still happening. Moto Masters is tomorrow, but I got my stuff done faster than I thought. So managed to sneak in a little stream today too. But yeah, Moto Masters is tomorrow. So make sure to check that out. It might be our last one if we lose. It's our last one. Mythical Tether. Oh, it's just a ring effect. Well, play the land. That thing's annoying. Land on blue. And Razzle Dazzler. This 3/3 has just completely shut down our offense. The Bristleback Sentry has just locked us down. Haunted Horror was one of the first cards I added. Hey Seth, against all odds I made it. Alchemist Refuge, good to see ya. Happy against the odds. Spelldancer, Delaney, Oracle Alpha in the Key to the Vault. I built a deck around it. Needs a bit of work. Slip out the back is decent protection too. Ooh, that sounds sweet. How many of y'all been playing Historic? I haven't played much Historic lately. Huh. How do we commit a crime? So we can bounce this to commit a crime. Yeah, I guess that makes the most sense. So we bounce this. Actually, I guess we don't even need to. Well, we do want to get in damage. Yeah, let's bounce it. So bounce this. Surveil. Crime committed. We'll keep the Jid. Draw a couple cards. Grow the Dork. And hit you down to 14. So here's my question about Historic. I played Historic today for the first time in a minute. And I ran into someone playing... What is the alchemy card that like wheels but from your opponent's deck? Is that like a real thing? Yeah, I've switched to Timeless too, where I play Timeless. This is the first time I've played Historic in like, I don't even know. But I played against this deck, it was like all the worst cards in existence, like a bunch of ley lines, and the card that like wheels from your opponent's deck. I wasn't sure if I just ran into someone playing a brew or if that's like the new hotness in the Timeless meta and I just haven't played Timeless in so long I didn't know about it. So opponent has a 5/5 and a Steed. I mean, we definitely don't need this going off. That would be bad. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Well, I mean, I think we have to just pass this turn awkwardly. I think we got to pass and use our removal on something. Probably the Steed if they saddle it. Ugh. This is actually looking big or bad. Our opponent's just got big creatures. Oh, is it Crim deck? That makes perfect sense. Alright, kill the Steed. It still doesn't feel good. They still have this 5/5. Yeah, Trick Shot is way worse than I thought. This card's actually like very, very medium. Well, at least we're not dying to angels. About it. So what are y'all building first in Outlaws of Thunder Junction? Rambling Possum. When our attacks when saddled gets +1/+2. We kind of want this to become unblockable someday. Yeah, let's just do it like this. Let's just play the crab, play the prickly pear. Get in with the Razzle Dazzler. Yeah, Vraska's a super cool card. Anyone experience a network error when trying to log in? Not me personally, but I've seen a lot of people saying that. I think I just high rolled this release day, so I haven't had that issue. But yeah, I have heard other people having the same issue, so it's not just you, Ella. Making 6-mana Cascade deck update. Ooh, what are you adding to it, Stone Rain? 4/3 Flying Vigilance. Ooh, Slick Sequence, eh? That can kill the opponents at 11? Is there a world where we can just kill them? So we can play the Wolverine. Much better if plotted, but maybe we just hit a land here. That would be nice. Okay. Ooh, and that's a crime land. Okay, so play the crime land. Pang ya. Slick Sequence. Kill the Steed again. Razzle Dazzler kind of popping off here. Pump it. Hit ya. Opponent down to 5. All we need to do is double spell. All we need to do is double spell, and this Razzle Dazzler is gonna Razzle Dazzle itself to death. All right. Well, so much for the Razzle Dazzler plan. Good news is that WotC is about to refund for failed drafts. Still, I have gotten in the habit of waiting until day 2. Yeah, it's like 50-50. Although honestly, I feel like it's been better lately. Well, we just gotta play this Jin. I feel like it used to be every set release was kind of disastrous. But now I think that most set releases have, like, half of them have been actually pretty decent recently. So I think it's improved, but this one has been rough for some people. Enters a battlefield, attach it to a creature control, gets +1/+1. +1/+1, and whenever it attacks, tap. Oh, all right. So we need, you know, what I need to draw is a horrible trick shot like this turn. I guess we technically have 2 turns, but opponent hits us down to 6. Hard bristled bandit, a coyote. So we can loot with the crab if we don't do anything. Well, let's attack with the Jin. Gonna get tapped down anyway. If we attack with the Jin, do we die? Alex Mateo, yo to you for the 57th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. So if we attack here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This attacks, taps this, block. Yeah, all right. I think we're fine enough. Let's get in with the Jin. Wait, this doesn't have reach, right? Okay, oh, thank goodness. Huh. This seems like the kind of board state where I would attack into a sneaky reach creature. Opponent, are we blocking with the Shepherd of the Clouds? Wow, opponent's gonna take it. Okay, let's just think about this one more time. Am I missing something obvious on board? Doesn't have trample. So if they swing with everything, they tap down something. We're getting hit by the flying horse, which I guess is a Pegasus, and then we block everything else. All right. I mean, we're not dead on board. Wow. Okay. Oh, interesting. That is an interesting draw. The problem with plotting the coyote is then they see it, and I don't really want them to see it. Opponent gets in with the shepherd. Oh. All right, sure. Is that a 4 mana +3/+2? Whew. Did not play around the 4 mana giant growth. Wow, that card seems bad. Emeril Blaza! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 2nd month. Hey Seth, I've been working with Tawnos and Auspicious Sterix in Historic lately, and I gotta say, it's busted in half. Copying Sterix gets absurd so fast, and I'm regularly winning with Jace Wheeler Mysteries after milling my entire library into the field. Also, Ravenous Chupacabra is a beast. Doubling it feels so good. Ooh, that sounds sweet. Do you have a deck list, Blazer? That sounds super sweet. Well, let's play this desert on red. Wow, that pump spell. My dear Mr. Olive, here are some perfectly named magic cards for you. Let's just play the dual list. Here's some perfectly named magic cards for you. Okay, Stasis. Stasis is perfectly named. Mana Barbs. I had never really considered that Mana Barbs was well named, but I think you're right. Spells you cast from your graveyard or exile 2 less to cast. Plotting cards from your hand. That's kind of... I think this Grizzly Bear thing is actually kind of busted. I think it's probably more busted than we realize. I feel like this card might actually be like a constructed playable card. The discount it gives is huge. It's actually a really big discount. Doc Arlock. Okay, so Mana Barbs. Reanimate. Is Reanimate perfectly named? Or is it randomly named and then we decided to name future reanimation spells after it and now we think of it as perfect? I always wondered that. I guess, like, is reanimate is reanimate like great because the card reanimate ended up being great, or is it just perfectly named? Blaine Thievery, good one. Mindslaver, good one. Millstone, I guess that's a good one. Rest in Peace, that one's pretty good. Journey to Nowhere, Sleep. Yeah, those are all, yeah, I guess copy Artifact. That one's just kind of straightforward and blunt, right? Like, I do what I say I do. What does this do? Put a counter on each creature that ETB'd under your control this turn. This is going to be good next turn, I think. So I think we just... Let's just plot the Coyote. Let's just plot the Coyote and pass the turn, I think. Murder is actually pretty good. That was like... I remember that being a big deal when they finally named a card Murder. It was like something people talked about. What? Jace Reawakened, eh? Alright. Alright, that is a Bomby Planeswalker. Jace is probably insane and limited. So opponent is going to... Rustler's Rampage. Untap all creatures target player controls. Target creature gains double strike. Alright. Well, what do we do about this Jace? Actually, do we just get to kill the Jace? So if we play the Coyote, another creature you control gets +1/+1 in haste. So we can play the Coyote for free, bounce both of these things, and kill the Jace. Big D2K, welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub, thank you for your subscription. Big super for you, thank you. How much do we care? Like, Jace is probably worth caring about, right? Bounce. Yeah, I mean, I think we gotta do it. Return to target permanents, non-land permanents to their owner's hand. All right, so bounce you. I hate that it makes it look like it costs 2 mana when really it doesn't. Coyote for free. Pump the Duelist. Kill the Jace. Alright, well, we're not dead yet. Path to Exile is a pretty good one, too. I don't remember who had the funny story about a Pro Tour where some Finnish, people were all talking in Finnish, and then adding murder in the middle every so often concerning people in a cafe. Oh, near the Pro Tour venue. I've run into this, not with murder in specific, but if you ever talk about Magic, oh, it's so much better next turn. Because we can play it and follow it up with a spell next turn. Yeah, let's just Prickly Pear. Prickly Pear, pass. We're gonna hold on to the Seize the Secrets and do a little crumbing next turn. But if you've ever talked about Magic things around someone who doesn't know Magic, it is like you're speaking a different language. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. All right, ping it. Haha. I don't know if this town ain't big enough for the two of us is good or not. Like, how good is it actually? Well, let's Crom. And then play a Deadeye Duelist. Trigger Crom. Draw a card. Get a counter. Land and go. Do you plan on making a deserts themed deck? Seems to be a bunch of support in the latest set, and we have 2 cards that give counters on landfall. I haven't really thought too much about deserts yet, but probably. What are the best desert support cards we have in standard? Why is this big now? Oh, it pumps your other creatures for a turn. Nothing has flying. Okay, so we can not kill that. Okay, so let's ping with the Duelist. to commit a crime, sees the secrets to draw some cards, and then Canyon Crab to trigger Crom and draw a card, and then play a land and plot a Wolverine and hit you with Crom a little bit, down to 12. I think it's standard is just for crime stuff, but Amaket has a lot of cool desert matters. That's true. Outside of standard, there's a lot more desert synergies. That is a very good point. I definitely don't think it's an idea brew. I'm notoriously awful at it, but it's got good bones. Oh, let me see. Historic Mutate. I do have fond memories of mutating on Auspicious Derricks in Standard. That deck did some cool things in Standard. Do you think they'll ever bring back Mutate? Mutate's a mechanic that I honestly, like, it's horrible because there's so many weird edge cases, but I love it. It's just like, it's such a fun mechanic to play. Like, it just does such neat things. It's designed so poorly for constructed play because the whole gimmick is like, hey, why don't you put all your cards on this one thing that dies to a removal spell, which is just like asking to get absolutely destroyed in competitive play. But when it pops off, it's really sweet. I hope it comes back. I just wonder, I don't know. I wonder what it is on the storm scale. I'm gonna actually have to look. I would like to see more of it. What is, let's see, where's Mutate on the storm scale? Mutate, ooh, 6 up to 7s. Oh, 2022. Oh, they actually, Mira wrote about it? Where's Mute? What is Mutate? What does he say about it? Okay, so it was liked. Very polarizing. The players who adore it, which I guess is me. But there's players who simply aren't fans, probably because it's a complicated mechanic with odd rules interactions. I love complicated, odd mechanics. Failproof, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Design Space Medium. It's a good example of a mechanic that has a lot of potential, but far less that would lead to good gameplay. It does... Wait. Mutate is a good example of a mechanic with a lot of potential, but far less it would... Okay, I see what he's saying. He's saying there's a lot of potential things you could do, but a lot of them are not going to lead to fun gameplay. It does have a big enough design space that a future set could take it a bit different direction. Versatility rigid. You can't just throw Mutate on a card in the set. It requires a significant amount of infrastructure. I mean, is that true? Couldn't you just throw it on one card? Couldn't you just have one Mutate card and be like, go to town? Play design, neutral. Playability, affected. Mutate is in contention for the most complex mechanic rules-wise we've ever made. That is probably true. A lot of players don't like it because they simply don't understand how it works in many practical situations. All right, chat. Is Mutate really that tough? Like, so it is convoluted. I always thought that Mutate... More 2, Wizard's solution to everything. Failproof for the 3rd month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Hey, so I've been going through Commander Clash and loving the Commander games with the 4 of you guys. Hey, thank you so much, Failproof. Definitely appreciate the kind words. Did you find it? So I know that the edge scenarios are really bad, right? The edge scenarios, admittedly, really, really bad. But I thought that, like, I don't know. Doesn't it play relatively intuitively, like 95% of the time or something? Like a bunch of games where it's like kind of normal. It's, wait, can we plot this thing? No. Actually, maybe you know what? Let's just play the crab. The crab actually works pretty well with plotting, right? So next turn we can like plot the Wolverine if we want to, and then trigger the crab to loot. When it attacks by saddled, it gains first strike. I think we actually just plot the Wolverine and loot with Crabums, Highway Robbery. Well, we're gonna discard Trick Shot, I guess. It's so many manas. Hey, what's up, Bear for Army? How are you? Geyser Drake. Oh, that is not a land. That is not a land. Huh. Well, all right. I guess we play the Wolverine. Actually, oh, how greedy are we? We could get a counter on the Razzle Dazzler. The Razzle Dazzler almost got there the first time. So close. Mutate is awful. I got it last week when I had a Star creature, put a 4/4 mutate on top, and forgot that 0/0 and Star started. Oh yeah, that is that is a good good point. Hey Seth, I saw your bro is still playing at BYU. Good for him. Does he know what he wants to do? Wow, we hit our land, which is actually kind of spectacular here. Does he know what he wants to do after graduation? Yeah, I'm actually not sure. I don't know what my brother's gonna do this year. He's still at BYU right now. There's so much coaching drama in college sports with like his coach left and now they're hiring a new coach. So I don't know if anything will change before next season. Sometimes when a coach leaves, players end up transferring. So I don't know if that'll affect him or not. I mean, I think what he would love to do is keep playing basketball. I think his focus right now, I mean, obviously, if he got a chance to go to the NBA, that would be the dream of dreams. But I think like playing overseas somewhere is something that's like on his list. Kind of wants to keep playing basketball as long as he can. And then once he's done playing, he's talked about like doing like basketball training. His girlfriend also played college basketball, so they're talking about like trying to set up a training, like gym type training thing for kids or something like that. So I think it'll probably involve basketball in one way or another, which is good because I don't know what else he'd end up doing. I can't see him really doing anything else. So opponent likes these geyser drakes. And we're timing out, which is awkward. All right, let's highway robbery. All right, let's Cunning Coyote. Just cast it. Cast the Cunning Coyote. Pump the Crab. Thundering Salvo, a Drake. Trigger the Razzle Dazzler. Oh, boot it. How good is Geyser Drake? How good is ramping when it's not your turn? Well, I mean, I guess it let our opponent kind of save their dork. Well, we're going to do a tiny bit of attacking here. Just a little off the top, opponent. Found it. Gonna block our Wolverine. Drop to 15. Well, we will pass. Opponent gonna get back their Geyser Drake. Universe, you know what's gonna happen? Oh, so this came up on the podcast, chat. What is your thought on Universes Beyond essentially being just an advertisement for other IPs? Huh. This is very, very awkward. We're getting beaten down by these Geyser Drakes. We talked about it on the podcast a little bit. Like, does it feel like Universes Beyond? Could you go too far with, like, in some sense? And Richard pointed this out on the podcast. Like, in some sense, every piece of media is made to advertise or sell us something, which I think is true. I think it's actually like that is like kind of true, right? On the other hand, we really need a land here. Yeah, all right, we're gonna discard a Lilla, draw 2 cards, play a land, draw 2 cards. All right, that kind of worked out. We drew a bunch of cards. In some sense, it's true, right? That everything is to advertise to us or sell us something. On the other hand, though, and the thing that makes me a little nervous is, like, Magic's forever. That's kind of my concern. Is what if you make an ad for something that seems relevant in 2024, but then Magic's around in 2034, 2044, hopefully. Isn't it gonna be awkward? Or like, I don't know. It reminds me of like, you ever watch a TV show? I'm trying to think of a good example. What's a best example of this? Let's just pass, I think. Let's pass and loot. Discard a trick shot. So I think our plan is bounce both of the drakes. Bounce both of the drakes. Bounce you, bounce you. Slow things down a little bit here. And now next turn we can Crom into bounce a Drake, probably. Well, let's play Crom. And bounce a Drake. And yeah, we'll keep Seize the Secrets. Hit you with a Coyote. Down to 9. Who's got the Flyers now, opponent? I mean, Fallout. Nah, I was trying to think like... I think Family Guy. Family Guy might be a good example of this. Or like South Park might be an even better example, where there's things that are like funny at the time, right? South Park has always kind of done this, but you always see, I don't really watch South Park anymore, but I see some of the highlights of it or like the clips of it where it's like, oh, it's about Harry and Meghan or something, or oh, it's about whatever is going on in the world right now. And that's stuff that's funny right now, right? But it's not necessarily going to be funny 20 years from now. I guess that would be my concern, is that you end up in that position. Well, let's get in with the Crom. Actually, no, let's just stay on defense. We got a counter. We get to loot. We'll discard a mountain. I think we're in good shape now. MTG can handle awkward stuff. Just think of some old cards that are pretty inappropriate. Yeah, I mean, but didn't they ban a lot of those? I don't know, like, if that's... I don't know if we want that. Like, we gotta ban all these Universes Beyond cards because they're so dated 20 years from now. All right, opponent just decides not to even cast anything. Let's pot our shit and pass the turn and loot away a land. Boy, I knew there was a reason I didn't like Kellen. So impatient. The goat was when South Park came up with the explanation of how Kenny dies every episode. Perfectly fit and was hilarious. Oh, yeah. That's the OG South Park. The old days. Prickly pear. Well, let's play the Jhin. And then... Prickly pear? Trigger Crom? And make a dork. And play the land. And... I guess we can start attacking. Well, it still could go wrong. You know what? We're not even going to attack. We'll pass. We're winning the long game here, I think. Has Bear visited Bear Mountain? Not yet. I'm going to have to add that to our trip list. I think they got rid of... Yeah, I haven't watched South Park in a long time either. Didn't they get rid of killing Kenny all the time? I'm pretty sure. I remember that they used to have Kenny die all the time, and then they just kind of like stopped doing that. Ooh, Multiplication to hit the Carnosaur. That's actually super sweet, Stone Rain. I like it. Well, let's Dead Eye Duelist. I kind of wish the mercenaries could pump your opponent's things. Maybe it would be too easy to commit a crime, but it would make committing a crime so much easier. Well, let's slick sequence you. Grow the Crom, draw a card. I guess our opponent can make this armadillo big. Ooh. Well, go to combat. Get in with the flyers. I think our opponent's got to have removal spells this last card. They've been holding this one card for so long. All right, opponent's going to do some blocking. Okay, it's just a bounce effect. I guess that's fine. Sure. Well, we will replay Krob. Boschwards, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Show went markedly downhill in the quality after the Book of Mormon came out. Then it had a good run of episodes. Now it's like 1 in 5. I feel the same way about every animated show. Not about the Book of Mormon, but that they all like get to that point, right? I can count on one finger the number of well, that's not true. One hand, the number of animated shows that are good all the way through. And even those are like not necessarily good like every single episode. I think as far as being good all the way through, actually like I would say BoJack is the first season was the weakest, but the rest of it is just like straight gas. The whole thing is so good. But like Simpsons got like that. Family Guy got like that. South Park. I've been noticing it more and more. Simpsons got like that. South Park. I never watched American Dad. I feel like Rick and Morty is currently in the process of going downhill. Let's Loan Shark. Draw with Karam. We gotta not mill out. There is some concern of milling out here. 5 cards. Watch our opponent have an archive trap. If our opponent has an archive trap, we get so killed. Combat. Hit you. We're so close to winning. Opponent, just die. Down to 3. Past the turn. If we get milled out, I swear, opponent. Land. Opponent's throwing a lot of lands. Opponent. Land. Armadillo attacks. Crab blocks. Pump that armadillo. Pump that armadillo. Watch our opponent give it trample and just kill us. Alright, crab down. Well, I think we got there. I like the reach animation. Oh, Futurama's original run was all good. Futurama, once it started coming back, the future seasons were not all that good, I didn't think. They were more hit or miss. They still had some good episodes, but they were much more hit or miss. I have never watched... Should I watch Gravity Falls? Is Gravity Falls worth watching? Yeah. Archer... I haven't watched the most recent season. I feel like it's tough when you lose a cast member. I think that, like, Archer was really good, but then when Mallory died, I feel like that made it... You're just missing such a big part of it. That is true. King of the Hill is so underrated. I think out of all the animated shows, King of the Hill might be the most underrated. That and home movies. That's my personal... Anytime I get a chance, I'll call out home movies because I absolutely love home movies. Still every once in a while I'll put on some home movies episodes. The show's like so old and everything, but I still love that show. But yeah, King of the Hill I think is actually pretty kind of a sleeper. C-Lab 2021. Yeah, C-Lab is exactly like that. Once Captain Murphy died, I don't even consider the episodes after Captain Murphy died to really be part of the series. Like, that's even like a harder case, right? Like, that's like the main character of your show. Sigh, I want to think King of the Hill could make it today, but we're too cynical. I think I agree. I don't know if people would... I think people would not get the joke of it, maybe, today. I actually found myself the same with the Dream Seasons of Archer. Like, the first time I watched the Dream Seasons, I was like, oh my god, this is so bad, I hate it. But then I rewatched them once, and the second time I watched them and gave it another shot, I was like, oh, these are like actually kind of good. So I came around to them on the second viewing of the Dream Seasons. I'm simple, but Beavis and Butt always. Yep. I mean, it's so 90s, but yes, Beavis and Butthead still. It's so juvenile and just like stupid, but it's still I will still to this day laugh at it when you hear the like just their laughs or bunghole, just like some of the it's so stupid and bad, but I think it's just like a nostalgia or childhood thing or something. It's gotta be something like that. So one has a 2/4. I guess we're playing a game here. Beginning round step, if you haven't cast a spell from your hand, it gets a flying counter. Prairie dog, I'm not reading all that. Does this kill us, chat? This is a friggin' uncommon. Okay, it's a grizzly bear. 2-mana 2/2 lifelink. At beginning round step, if you didn't cast a spell from your hand, put a counter on it. Pay 5 until end of turn. If you put a counter on it, creature you control, put that many. My goodness. I have a question for you, chat. I don't play that much limited. I don't really play that much limited. My question for you is this. Has the amount of text on lower rarity cards made limited better? Because we're not in the like, all my stuff is vanilla and it does nothing and it's super boring era. Or does it make it worse because there's so much cognitive load that you need to like read and know so much to keep up with it? I'm actually curious because I draft very casually. We do like one draft stream every set usually. So for me, it's not a big deal just because I don't play that much limited. I'm very curious if you're someone who drafts a lot, is it an improvement or disprovement? I will say this town ain't big enough for the both of us. It's going to be pretty sweet here. Oh, we should have played that. That was silly. So we can just bounce both of these? Well, let's go to combat attack. Yeah, let's just pass. Do some bouncing. It's better, but I draft a lot. I imagine that's probably how it lands, right? Like, if you're someone who drafts a ton, it probably makes draft better for you. But if you're someone who doesn't draft much, it probably makes draft worse for you. That would make sense. Well, bounce prairie dog. I think it's too much. I just feel so tired after each game. I could see that. Overall, it's better. Just sometimes you got when playing in person. That's probably also true. I like the new reach animation on Arena. That's a nice little upgrade. Yeah, I ran into that with... When did I first really realize that? Oh, we were playing the Unset. We were playing Infinity a couple of Vegases ago, the year that Infinity came out. And it was like... It felt like work to draft that. It felt like there was just so much words and so much going on that it was very hard to do like a casual, like, oh, we'll just chill in our hotel room and do a draft. It like just didn't really work. Well, that's Wolverine. See if we can draw something. Well, now I guess we have to play that or we're gonna lose. We're gonna end up losing it. Play a land. Yeah, nothing has reach. If something gets reach, I'll make sure to point out the reach animation. Well, let's get in with the Jin, I guess. Hit ya. Back down to 20. Well, let's see how good Trick Shot is. We got Trick Shots 4 days. I feel like ply animation is nice. Do you think it could be a step backwards back towards great animations for splashy effects? I'd love to see it. Oh, that has trample? Really? Really? Well, how blown out do we get if we double block? I guess next turn's probably the turn to do that. We'll just block here and take our beats. throw the mercenary in the way. I hope it's a step back towards more animations. I think that Infinity is the god-awful sticker set, yes. It's on my list of worst sets of all time. I actually have a... What in the world did our opponent just do? Trash the town. 2 counters, trample, and whenever it deals combat damage, draw 2 cards. Wow, what a turn for our opponent. Well, kill this thing. Get in with the Jin. Pass the turd. Hey, Seth, I was wondering why the podcast was only on Mondays. I really enjoy watching your podcast, but I'm disappointed I have to wait till Mondays, and you only cover half of the topics that are going on in the Magic world. Ooh, I'm curious, Golden. Is there anything in specific you felt like you've missed? If you can't think of anything, that's fine. But I would love to hear if there's something that you're like, I really wish you had talked about that recently, because I'm always trying to like scramble around and find like the topics for the podcast, figure out what we're going to talk about for the week. So if there's stuff that I'm missing, I would love to fix it in the future. I don't know. Maybe enough happens in Magic that we could do podcasts twice a week. It's definitely, I mean, we're closing on episode 500 of the podcast, which is kind of absurd. We can't cast everything, right? This is so much mana. Trick shot. Whenever it attacks, why saddle? Put a counter on each other creature, and then you gain a bunch of life. Well, get in with the Jin. And, I mean, I think we just... Yeah, you know what? Let's... This is the instant, right? Okay, let's... All right, we're just going to pass. We're going to pass. We're going to play a safe and pass. Yeah, episode 500 is coming up. Hey, what's up, Lucid? How are you? Good to see ya. Prosperity Tycoon. ETBs make a mercenary. Tap, target creature you control, blah, blah, blah. Sack a token. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Okay. And a prairie dog. I mean, we have our opponent down to 12. So opponent's going to try to saddle. We are going to bounce it. And do we want the card draw? Probably not. So we do not die to the saddling. Opponent goes attacking. So we can block with the Wolverine. Hit it for 3. Slick shot the Wingsmith. Draw a crab. Okay. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. So we can play a land. Trick shot. Kill Lifelinker and token. Go to combat, hit you with the Jin, and then play crab, pass the turn. Wow, this is going to be close. We need 2 more turns. We need 2 more turns. We need 2 more turns of attacking with the Jin. And we actually got the win here. Found it. Going to equip. We'll jump with the Coyote. Okay. Oh, no! Oh, no, what a top deck. What a top deck. Well, play the Coyote. Oh, no. Play the Loan Shark. Now I think we probably end up losing. We needed that removal spell to not be a thing. We needed to fade that removal spell. Who plays Who plays Tornado? I mean, I guess it cycles, but who plays Tornado? Found it. Trying to figure out what to do with their equipment. Thinking. Hello, Seth and chat. I'm late because I tried drafting. Not the most successful, but still fun. We're also drafting reindeering. It's a draft day. Yeah, we got off to a late start today. Well, block and block. Kill the bighorn. Yeah, I think it's slipping away because this thing's just so big. And we draw a land that doesn't really help. Well, I mean, we gotta play the Crom. What else are we gonna do? Pass the turd. Oh, so close. For the podcast, have you guys done a who does better discussion comparing things like legendaries like Sergeant John Benton and Xyrus? Ooh, we haven't done that, but that's a cool idea. I actually like that. We might have to actually steal that and do an episode on it. Because we're getting so many legends now, and I think it's interesting for especially for the Commander podcast, it'd be very interesting. Yeah, we're just dead, right? So this block's here, this block's here. We drop to 1. Opponent gain life back up to 11. Passes. We draw a mountain and die. But it would be very interesting in the Commander podcast because, like, every set, almost at least, almost every set, Wizards prints like, here's another Boros equipment commander. You know what? Let's do another Boros equipment commander. Next set. Hey, what about Boros? How about equipment? Let's do that. So there's just like this huge pile of like very similar legends. Very similar legends that have slight twists. Some of them would rather have you like go a little wider with your equipment. Some of them would rather have you go more Voltron and go tall on one creature. So something like that could actually be pretty interesting, I think. That made yeah. That's what I kind of hate about Loot, right? Like, Loot is a very interesting character in a bunch of ways, but the thing I dislike about Loot gameplay-wise is it's just like so value-y. Simic gets the worst of that. Yeah, Tai Wakin, I'm very glad to see. Hey, thank you, Dragon Blood Knight. I'm very glad to see them doing something different with Taigwakin. Like, Boros needs more creative, man, these trick shots. So if you take one thing away from this draft, and you're someone who plays draft, trick shot, not actually very good. Not actually very good. So keep that in mind as you're making your choices. I can see playing one of them on the top end, but I was thinking it was a 2-for-1, and it's a 2-for-1 like 5% of the time or something. Not almost every time. Hey Seth, the answer to what have you missed question is it Arena Championship during spoiler season. I know you don't talk about it because it's spoiler season, but if you did it on Fridays, there'd be no spoilers to talk about. Ooh, that's a good point. Now let's play this Lilla. Lilla's not even that great in our deck, but it is a big prowesser. It's fine. Does this do anything? When ETBs, if you control an outlaw, make a treasure. Yeah, doing more tournament stuff, focusing on stuff like that's a good idea. Oh, let me see Stone Ring. We have a new donation from Streamlabs Lucid. $5 donation. Hey Seth, I want to take a moment to say how much I appreciate you and everything you do for the community. You've made a real impact on my life in general as well as my MTG life. Well, Lucid, thank you for the donation. Even more importantly, just thank you for the words. Like, you don't know how much that means to me. I've talked about it a few times in the past, but like, one of the things I struggle with is like, does any of this matter? If that makes sense. Like, we're playing Magic. We're hanging out, we're having fun, like all that stuff. But like, I don't know, before I started making Magic content, I was like, we're gonna block here. If they want to use a pump spell to kill our crab, that's fine, I think. Before I was doing Magic content, I was like thinking of going to grad school to try to become like a therapist or do something that would like help people and do good in the world. So one thing I still struggle with sometimes is just like that aspect of things. Like, should I be doing something that's more beneficial to the world than playing Magic? So whenever I get a message for someone that's like says something like that, it means a lot to me, because it's a good reminder that you can be doing good and helping people whatever you're doing, whenever you're at. So I very much appreciate it, the kind words, seriously. Discover combo. I guess we should pass the turn here. Opponent likes their Mind Riders, that's for sure. I do not like double trick shot. OTJ Discover combo. I mean, I remember this working way better than I thought it would. When we played the old version, it actually worked way better than I expected. What did they even cast here? Oh, a desert removal spell. All right, well, we're gonna block. Drop to 16. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand. Oh, that's not exactly a land. Well, let's play a duelist. And then bounce a Mind Rider, trigger Crom. We needed our land here. We really need okay, there's a land, that's good. Bounce a Mind Rider, Loan Shark to the, well, actually we'll keep it. We'll keep it. And get him with Crom. Easy Company, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip, thank you. Oh, I wasn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to fish for compliments. Hopefully it didn't come across. I appreciate all the compliments in the chat, I do, but that I wasn't trying to fish for compliments. Like, to me, there's one thing I will always remember, and this was like three or 4 years ago. I think maybe 3 years ago now, but I got one of the most meaningful things in all my Magic content career is I got an email from someone that just said, I just want you to know, I've been going through a really tough time for the last year, and I guess like trigger warning or whatever, but the person basically said, I was thinking about like not wanting to be alive anymore, but just your content and your streams made me like decide I wanted to keep living, and now I'm still alive, so I just wanted to thank you for that. And that's just always stuck with me as like one of the most meaningful things. So it wasn't trying to fish for compliments, but when stuff like that happens, and it does feel really good, and it's just like a good reminder that like even if you're playing Magic, and it's a good reminder to all of us, right, that like whether you're playing Magic at your local game store or whatever you're doing at your school or whatever you're doing at your job, like the way you interact with people and the way you treat people and the way you treat yourself, like all of that really does matter. And the internet too, I think it's very easy to forget that on the internet, but the stuff you're saying to people, like it does have an impact on real people. So yeah. Lukey, welcome to the Fishbowl, and also Ragrami. Thank you for welcome you to the Fishbowl as well. Big super for you. Thank you. Outlaws of Thunder Junction seems sweet. We got heavy for a moment in the stream, but Outlaws seems sweet. This set seems so sweet. There's so many decks I want to build. There's so many decks I want to build in this set. The Ghost of Deck Faden. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Hey, Seth, I got stuff going on now, but you hear from me when I was in the pit, so thanks. Well, Ghost of Deck Faden, I'm glad you got stuff going on. I'm glad you got stuff going on now. Also about old videos, have you thought about revisiting modern decks from 3 years ago? It's a ramp to MH3. Well, I know we're going to be doing a lot of modern once MH3 comes out. Although, we're also going to have it on Arena. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out. But yes, we will be doing more modern as we lead up to Modern Horizons 3 is the next set. Oh, well, thank you, Cashew Nuts. Eminent Domain. The thing that makes me sad is, like, a lot of my favorite modern decks just don't don't work the. Oh, here's the reach animation, by the way, on the Deadeye Duelist. So the crossbow is, that means the creature has reach. It only shows up on your turn though, so it won't show up on your opponent's creatures unless it's your turn. But it's essentially trying to make sure you don't chump attack into a reach creature without realizing it. I mean, I'm excited for Modern Rotation. Get out of here, Ragavan. Do you think the WotC printed a card for Soul Sisters in MH3? I mean, of course. Doesn't every spoiler season have a card for Soul Sisters? If there's one thing we've learned, there's always something that's good in Soul Sisters. Now let's get with the Crom. Is it Crom? Kroom? Hedja down to 10. And I mean, this is probably incorrect, but we're gonna get the value. We're gonna plot this shark and get the value. Do a little crab looting. Ooh, Wolverine. Trick shot. You know what? We're gonna discard this interference. Honestly, I was excited about putting this in my deck when we were drafting. I'm not as excited about it now. Like, I don't know. Maybe our deck isn't using it as well as we could because we're not really a control deck. But Phantom Interference is kind of, I mean, did you see what Wizards said when they were talking about banning Show and Tell and Timeless? That they actually said, it's back. Well, thankfully we have another trick shot. They actually said, like, we know it's seeing too much play, and we strongly considered banning it, but we think that Modern Horizons 3 and some of the new format staples in it are going to be able to, you know, we're hoping that that'll be able to solve the problem. So, maybe? Yeah, I mean, we're not letting you steal our cards, opponent. As much as you want to, Laughing Jasper Flint, it is not going to happen. Trick Shot is finally paying off. And now we get to Loan Shark, draw with Crom, draw with Loan Shark, the old double draw, and then play the land and go to combat. I think we missed a damage by not tapping this. By not tapping this Deadeye Duelist. I don't think it's likely to matter, but get in, hit ya. Down to 6. Do a little razzle dazzling. What do you think the best card in Thunder Junction is that'll impact every format it touches? Also, are you going to do it against odds with the new Jace? Huh. So we will play the new Jace. We gotta try it in Modern and see if it actually is any good. I am skeptical that it is actually any good, but that's what Against Odds 4 is, right? Is trying those cards. Hey, what's up, Alchemist Refuge? Good night to you. Yeah, so I expect we'll play a new Jace at some point. It's not coming up this week. This week is very standard focused as far as content, but I'm excited for a lot of cards in a bunch of formats. So we're going to have a good mix of formats coming up, I think. And there's some like timeless stuff. There's some standard stuff, obviously some modern stuff. What is the cross format best card from Thunder Junction? It honestly might just be Slickshot Show Off. That card is like, oh my God. Okay. Oh, the defensive calamity? All right. That is legal. Well, can we hit a card with this Wolverine? Seize the secrets. I think that works. Draw 2. Get our triggers, razzle dazzle. And then land and Cunning Coyote. And nothing has reach. And hit ya, kill ya. I mean, I don't know. If I was our opponent, I probably would have done the Calamity thing. I think you're dead either way, right? Or likely dead either way. You might as well get some value out of your sweet Bommy Rare. Oh, if they bring companions back. Oh, if they bring companions back, Magic is dead. Magic is, oh, the worst mechanic of all time. It's so bad. Sucks that Moto didn't have a deck builder is essential for OTJ on Moto. Looks like they're bringing it back with Modern Horizons 3. Yeah, did you see that, Delphi Guru? Did you see all the new additions to Moto? Some of that stuff is so incredibly good. Like, the Commander bundle is really good. The new player stuff is really good. I'm really impressed with what Daybreak is doing at Magic Online. It is actually really surprised me just how well it's actually worked. Well, paying you with the Canyon. Oh, the record screen? Yeah, you're right. I am very... Very slacking at updating the record. We're technically 4-2. There we go. Hard bristled bandit, eh? Well, we got tap lands 4 days. So land on, I guess, red we have more of. Well, this would be a nice turn to draw a land. We're kind of falling behind here on the draw. Forsaken Miner. Oh, that's not a land. That's not a land. Well, okay. This hurts, but... So, Highway Robbery. Discard a Phantom Interference. There is a land. Play the land, pass the turn. Don't worry, Seth, you're having fun. Oh, I'm having a blast. I actually really like Limited. I enjoy playing Limited. I wish Limited... What can I do to make Limited be better content? Because, like, one of the big reasons we don't play Limited more often is simply because Limited's not popular. Like, people don't enjoy... Like, when I do a Limited stream, it's less popular by a meaningful amount than Constructed. If I do a Limited video, it's meaningfully less popular than doing a Constructed video. How can I improve on that? How can we make Limited... Or maybe it's just me, because I know other people do really well. Like, Newmont, like, does only Limited in people, like, watching it. So maybe it's just I am doing Limited. What is a likely future of both digital formats? Formats like clients, like Magic Online or Arena. Stipulation drafts, yeah. Newmont Kenji is definitely very good. Silly challenges. Oh, come on. Come on, Desert Deck. All right. Well, opponent kills our Crom, hits us, and they're going to sack it and draw cards. The plot seems like such a good Limited mechanic. I'm biased because I consume every piece of your content you put out, but I love your Limited streams. Well, Pimp and Rex, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I know some people really love them. Limited is kind of like Pauper, in that I'm always getting... Wow, that was a big turn for our opponent. I'm always getting messages from people. I'm always getting messages from people who are saying, "Oh, you really got to play Pauper. Why haven't you played Pauper in a while?" Same with Limited. There's always people who are like, "Oh, we're dead. We're so dead." There's always people who are like, you really got to draft more. I really miss you drafting more." So I know there's definitely like a holy popping off. What is going on? Well, I think our opponent had the right draw for this matchup, that's for sure. Golly. That turn, well, we're on the draw anyway, but this went really badly. The turn where, oh yeah, I mean, we're gonna run that. We should have done this. We're dead no matter what, but we should have done this in case we hit a land, which we did, so give up a little value there. But none of this actually matters because we're so far behind. My first sealed pool was insane. Mana Drain Jason Sword of Wealth in power. Ended up ultimating Jace to make 2 swords and double connect with them. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds like a pretty good game. Yeah, our opponent's just, oh wow. So wait, what is this card? 4 mana, so it's a 4 mana 4/3 that if it ATBs, if a creature died, you make a 2/2. That's actually a lot of power. Wait, and our what in the world? Greed's Gambit Nexus of Becoming. Oh, sure about it, sure. Oh, with the Limited question is maybe a 4th channel idea. I'd love to watch you play more Limited. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I mean, especially the idea of doing new channels has worked kind of well for like splitting off the podcast. It made more room on the main channel, and it gives people want the podcast a home, or even the unboxing channel has like worked pretty well. So maybe we got to do an MTG Goldfish Limited channel. Oh, all right. So that was our draft. We went 4-3, which, it's okay for our first draft of the format. I think that is pretty reasonable. Not absurd or anything, but it was a fine first draft. I think the format. What are we supposed to be in? Is it? Okay, so it's supposed to be second spell combos or synergies, which I guess we kind of did. I think my initial impression is this is probably going to be a really fun limited format. I think the mechanics just work really well for limited. It is awkward that you get two of the same cards in some packs. I will also say that. Let's crack. I've already opened a bunch of packs, but let's open our packs on the way out the door. See if we get some goodies for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. There is an unboxing channel. There actually is a video. That's what I was working on. Why the stream started a little late today. An unboxing video for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Calamity. Calamity is a card that I think there will be an against odds of. I'm not like this week or anything, but I think there's enough potential with Calamity that we can build a cool deck out of it in standard. I really like the design of Calamity. Pack number 2. What do we find? It is Vraska Joins Up. Very high in all the Joins Up enchantments. I think they're all really good and playable. I like actually literally every single one of them. Yeah, Terror the Peak Surprise, I think is the... Oh, did I click open all? Oh boy. Seraphic Steed. Wily Duke. Wily Duke I don't think is... I think it's a limited card, right? I think it's supposed to be like the rare you draft for your limited saddle deck. I'd be surprised if it made it in constructed. Seraphic Steed, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this card can make it in constructed. Or maybe it just ends up being like, it's still a 2-2. It's still a 2-2. It's just not big enough to get through. But boy, can it snowball. And then, hey, we were just talking about this card. Taiwakan Perfect Shot. How do you build a commander deck around this? So 2 mana 2/3. It's a Boros card. It's not about equipment for once. Legendary Human Mercenary. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to a creature equal to the creature's toughness, draw a card. So you need to deal damage exactly the same as its toughness. So if you Lightning Bolt a 3 toughness creature, you draw a card. If you Pyroclasm with a bunch of 2 toughness creatures on the battlefield, you draw a card. And then you pay X and tap it. If a source you control will deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much damage plus X instead. So I guess you can use... Yeah, I guess you gotta use it on your own creatures, right? That's gotta be the plan, is you're like finding a way to kill your own stuff. So you can play a bunch of like 1/1s and then deal 1 damage to all your stuff with Pyrohemia or something and draw a ton of cards. Using it on your opponent's stuff seems very difficult. Like, I don't think there's a way you can... I mean, you might be able to do it on occasion for value, but it seems hard to build around... killing your opponent's creatures. But you know what? I need to open some more packs. Let's buy a couple of packs real quick, and then I gotta go get bear in a minute. Opening packs is kind of fun. I need some more mythics. Let's do 10 mythic packs. Boom. 10 mythic packs. I think this gets us a gold pack too. I think I need one more for a gold pack. Yes. All right. Pack opening stream. Let's see what's in the gold pack. Gold packs have been such a big addition to Arena. Yeah, new Daggerburn's coming. Outcast Trailblazer. Step Between Worlds. I wonder if there's any way this can work as a combo piece. Ancient Cornucopia. I'm very curious if Ancient Cornucopia is a real deck. We played against a couple people during early access that were playing Ancient Cornucopia Control, and it either looked like the best or the worst deck that I had ever seen. I don't know if it'll work in the real world or if it was just an early access thing, but we definitely ran into someone that was at like 100 life just casting multicolor removal spells off that. Lizard Masquerade. Another round. Definitely building another round deck. Goldvein Hydra. Just a good magic card. All right, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, 10 packs to go. I wonder if there's a way, is there any way to make a video out of like, could we do like a stream where we open like a pack and we have to build around the rare? I wonder if that would be like, so if we got Gitrog, easy, no problem. Like we already got decks around Gitrog, that would be probably too easy. I wonder how realistic that would be. Pack number 2, we open it up. Oh wait, 2 rares? Oh, rare wild card and Force of Vigor. See, this if we open a Force of Vigor, it would be absolutely brutal. Because what are you gonna do with a Force of Vigor? How are you gonna build around it? Although we used to do that with Commander Clash, where we'd get a random card, and I definitely remember someone getting Shatter once, which is just one in a red blow up an artifact, and they had to build a deck around Shatter. Pack number 3, Bristly Bill. Bristly Bill can actually kind of pop off in Commander. It can probably pop off in Standard too, actually, if you build around it. I just haven't built around it in Standard yet. One rare is too easy. Okay, so maybe we gotta open 2 rares and build around both of them. What would the right number be? What if we did 2 rares? Let's try 2 rares. So we open pack number 1. We have to build our deck around Goldvein Hydra. Okay, kind of bomby. Like, that's off to a good start. And then pack number 2, we also have to build our deck around... Okay, that doesn't count. Mythic Wildcard. Deck number 2, we also have to build around the Gitrog. Oh, actually, didn't we actually have that deck? Wasn't one of our early access decks Gitrog with Goldvein Hydra? Okay, these are Mythic packs too. Maybe that's... Yeah, hang on. Maybe I'm going to buy a couple more packs, and then I do have to go get Bear. Holy... Oh, I must be almost full on Mythics, because that is a lot of Terror of the Peaks. Oh, and you get the reprints in the bonus sheet at the end. I see. So I already have 4 Terror of the Peaks, so now I'm getting the rest of them. Okay. What about with normal packs? Let's try it one more time with normal packs. Because we were getting Mythic packs, which might just make it too easy. But what if we just... Okay, so here's the content. We go to the store. We buy the 3-pack bundle. And we have to play with every rare that we open in the pack in the same deck. We have to brew every single rare together in the same deck. You should do limited streams more often. It's really neat to see your deck building process, and you can never predict what you'll play. To the end, you have also thought about doing stream against the odds were you to build a deck with you. Yeah, that's something I want to do more of. I want to do more deck building streams. Honestly, I want to do, I don't know. I'm going to try more non-gameplay streams, I think, where maybe we're brewing. Maybe I really want to do a stream that's watching other people's content. Like, I have this idea to do a stream where we go through like a bunch of popular Magic YouTubes and just like watch their most popular video. Just see what it is. Just like, or like, maybe y'all recommend like Magic content creators that I've never heard of. Or like your favorite that maybe I don't know, and we check out like stuff like that. I think would be fun and kind of different. So stuff like that I think would be not to like critique their bad plays, not like that. Just like for fun and for entertainment. So I think stuff like that could be super fun. All right. So rare number 1. So we had to build around all 3 of these. How realistic would it be? So we get a Roxanne, all she wanna do is party all night. Roxanne, let her in a party, hit the hills, yeah. She just wanna do it for the thrill, yeah. So Roxanne Flibblethip, so some sort of like teamer pile. So Roxanne wants essentially like ramp, artifact synergies and ramp. Flibblethip, I guess, is it's a plot card, but it's kind of just a value card. So okay, this third card's really going to determine how hard this will be. If it's not in the teamer colors, then we're kind of locked into some sort of 4 or 5 color pile. So we really would like to see red, green, or blue here. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that'd be interesting or not. Oh yeah, I guess technically we have a Decimate too, which is absolutely stone unplayable. We'll have to find a way to give our opponent an artifact so we can cast it, or an enchantment. Okay, so it would work, I think. Or these cards would work. I don't know how our deck would. It wouldn't be very synergistic. I think that might be the downside. I think this would be fun to try on stream. Like, it would be, yeah, I think Brushway is actually a really strong card. It's almost like Luminarch Aspire. A little more expensive, but it has some upsides to it. So I think, like, yeah, Flibblethip can ride the Ordinary Tumblewag to find Roxanne, to make some meteorites. But that would actually be a fun stream thing, because I think that the funness of it would not be like the deck itself, because the deck's actually probably going to be, yeah, exactly, like play 3 matches with it and do it again. I think that would be the way to do it. Like open 3 plaques, make the deck, play 3 games, go on to the next one, because the deck's not going to be super cool. It's not going to be like an against the odds deck most of the time, where like you have synergies and you're building towards something, because it's going to be a little scattered and random, but it would probably still be super fun. Yeah, we're gonna have to try that sometime. We're gonna have to try it. Anyway, everyone, your joy for playing MTG is infectious, and we would likely enjoy whatever you tried. Well, I will keep that in mind, and we might be trying some new things here shortly for fun. Anyway, everyone, short stream today. I gotta go pick up Bear. Good news is tomorrow is Moto Masters, so if you missed it last week, this might be the last one. But Moto Masters on the Moto channel, definitely check it out. It's gonna be super fun. We're playing some Outlaws of Thunder Junction in, yeah, we're gonna raid Tomer here. Outlaws of Thunder Junction in Modern. So check that out for a bonus stream. Of course, against the odds, everything this week, Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Some really cool stuff coming up on the YouTube. So reminders on the way out the door. Replay YouTube if you miss anything. A shout out to our sponsor today, Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/mtdgoldfish. Yes, there will be a VOD of it if you're not around. The stream tomorrow starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern, and goes usually about 4-ish hours, I think. But yes, there is a VOD of it after the fact too. So anyway, everyone, y'all are amazing. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. Sorry for a little bit of a late start today. Y'all are amazing and awesome, and I love you so very much. I hope you have an amazing day. Have a great night. See you tomorrow for Moto Masters, and I will talk to you soon.